right, so we have one more guest that we did have to shift a little bit, and she sent us a video. And so, Jeannie, would you like to introduce Trisha while I am pulling up her awesome video?
Absolutely. Our next recording is from one of our other Poe people, Miss Trisha Shufelt, who has many different books that has come out, and I can't remember the title of her most recent. I'm sorry, Trisha. But
I can
you
look it up
can,
here in just a second. Yeah,
yeah, and you can
because
find her
it looks
on
really
social media.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah, it's really exciting. She has great works, and just check it out. And Carmen can give you more of an idea of the title and everything, since she has the books at her house. I don't have them here, sorry. And so our Hocus Pocus Comics people had to go, but we thank you for joining us. We loved it. Thank you very much. Um, and yes, so Trisha is also another one of our Poet Like Poe judges.
She's
She
not
also
only a
has,
judge, but she's a sponsor too. She's donated
yes.
some of her books at for the prizes. So we're excited about
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I was unclear on that too, but thank you, Trisha. Thank you for being a supporter also and a judge.
All right.
And like I said, she has some wonderful poetry of her own, and you
She
can check it
does.
out. And when Carmen gets you the name of her latest book, and let's see, Trisha can be found, I know, on Facebook because I follow her. So let me just, while you're getting that queued up,
Well, I was
let
going to go
me
ahead and
bring it up.
play. I was going to play this and then we'll have her. I'm going to look up her book title while it's playing.
Uh,
All
okay,
right.
go ahead.
All right. Here is Trisha Shufelt with her
Mhm.
original work.
Listen to the empty house, imprints seeping through cracked plaster, ghostly voices lamenting torment from leaky pipes. All the unsaid things, now revealed through peeling wallpaper, unhindered by age, while everything neglected remains buried under layers of ugly paint. Wood-worn floorboards sag with the weight of what once was, what could have been, what still remains. Backscattered memories linger like cigarette smoke, ancient reminders of bad choices, insincere promises, and pain so present it cries remembrance in every rusty door hinge. Maybe it wants to be heard the way we want to be heard, in our creaking, worn-out bones, in our thoughts unhindered by age, in buried regrets now quivering off our dusty, rusty lips, in what we can no longer contain behind our leaky eyes. What once was, what could have been, what still remains.
And then as you can see, she has,
The raven and the rook take flight in the rapacious night, with their quixotic quills and wanton wills, to solemn poets' windowsills, uncorking truths found within the walls of their muse. They scribe secrets beneath the crepe paper moon. Nothing is trivial or lost. A master stroke from an epiphany, a fresh catch fished with a poisoned pin, a recipe for rhymes ripe again, cawing back to some ravenous raven's rhapsody. You rook and you wraith, writhing within a writer's heart, watching and waiting for when it all falls apart. anticipating when the well runs dry to pry and pour forevermore the ink in which we sink. An ode to Poe. I sat there in the sylvan silence. A whisper was heard. The autumn leaves stirred as a caw cried out from the throat of a corvid bird. In the dim, dreary shadows, a figure emerged from the mist. An unkindness of ravens echoed his name and flew over the trees that wreathed the sky of its steely stars. All hail the master, they cried, as feathers fell from the sky and inky blackness covered the earth in a cloak that celebrated his triumphant rebirth. And as the last feather turned into a silver quill, all the cold, all his earthly ills became warm and seeded the leafy ground with an infinite glow, never to diminish, only to grow. His name upon the lips of every poet in the land, across the waters and within every hourglass sand, now and evermore. The master shall take his flight amid dreams that loom the crescent night. He shall inspire the poor and the rich with his words and rhymes. This October 7th, 1849, weep now or nevermore. He leaves a legacy extending to the banks of every shore. Be still, let this mystery explore. For the winds wish him well, as do every forest creature who dwells within the ancient realms. A bell rings within the deep well of his resonant rainbow's ridge, a sepulchre from which his words still live, and ravens fly between the heavenly firmament and death's darkened edge. He had come and departed solemn just as surely as the last dewdrop autumn leaf had fallen. An ode to Poe is from Unearthing Nevermore, Golden Shovel Poetry inspired by Edgar Allan Poe by Trisha Leigh Shufelt. It's available now on Amazon. The Golden Shovel line reads, "There was a dim mist over all the earth, and a warm glow upon the waters, and amid the rich October leaves of the forest, a rainbow from the firmament had surely fallen." Taken from Morella, 1835, The Raven, 1845. Hi there, everybody. Trisha Leigh Shufelt here. Thank you, Carmen and Jeannie, for having me be a part of this wonderful day. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I hope you enjoyed the videos that I did provide for you. Poe has been a huge influence on my work, and I just thought I would share a few things for you to show that the kind of influence that he's been on my life. So the first major project that I created was the Poe Tarot, and it is a tarot deck system like many out there, but this one is unique in the sense that it's all about Edgar Allan Poe, and it contains whimsical, sometimes macabre drawings illustrated by yours truly, and quotes from his vast body of work. So it's a lot of fun, and it is available right now. The poetry that I read for you, the poem Haunted, comes from The Ghosts of Nevermore, a Saturday Visitor Award winner from the Poe House and Museum in Baltimore, Maryland. And it contains my poetry as well as artwork in it. And Unearthing Nevermore, a Golden Shovel poetry collection inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. That poem that you heard, An Ode to Poe, is from this book, and it also contains illustrations and my poetry. And then we have Sunder the Silence. This is not strictly related to Poe's work, but there are a couple poems in here that are influenced by him, The Raven and the Rook being one of them. So you can check that out if you're interested. And finally, The Ghosts of Winterbourne. This is again not necessarily a Poe themed poetry book, but he's definitely heavily influenced the style of the poetry that's in here. So again, Poe has been a major influence on my life and the poetry I create and the art I create. And if you'd like to learn more about me, you can find out information about me at TrishaLeighPoetry.com. So that's TrishaLeigh Poetry.com. Thank you again for having me here. I appreciate it, and much love to you all. Take care.
Thank you, Trisha, for sharing. That was wonderful. And see, she even had it all set up so we didn't have to, we didn't have to do that for her. So that's good. She added that. She also gave in chat that her most recent book was a hardcover that was popped up on Amazon on February the 18th, 2025 of this year, called Penning Paper Moths. It's yet
I
a
looked
book
that
of
up.
poetry that she does great work on.
It's
And including some first lines, like one of them was from On the Grasshopper and Cricket by John Keats in 1816. So that's cool.
absolutely, yes.
So,
Her work is absolutely beautiful.
mhm.
How
Yes, her artwork and her poetry very much go hand in hand.
Yes, absolutely.